Kicking off with a little historic this morning. We not only got a second always on 1 mana accelerant to the format with Elvish Mystic in addition to Llanowar Elves, but we got another powerful red 3-drop added to the format with Laelia Blade Reforged. So I've got kind of a classic 1-3-5 curve here for our green-red midrange deck this morning. We've got 3 different red cards that generate card advantage. We've got 10 1-mana accelerants. And then in the case of Fable the Mirror Breaker, you can go, Mystic or Llanowar Elves on 1, Fable on 2, attack on 3, make a treasure token, and then cast a 5-drop, which is kinda sweet. Let's dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. I just mulligan 7s without a accelerant in them. Definitely bottoming a land, and the question is, do I ditch the Lightning Strike or the 3rd land here? It's the 3rd land. I guess I could keep the Boseiju and ditch the Lightning Strike because this is kind of a spell. It's close though. Okay, and with that draw, I'm actually going to lead on the Boseiju. So that way we have red lined up for Pyromancer. Morning Video West. Probably the green-white human stack. Had to venture a guess. Yep, it's like a... So, obviously, Laelia not giving us something we can cast this turn, but potentially for next turn it could generate some card advantage. I want to make sure we attack with this before we play a land or anything. Esper Sentinel, not particularly exciting against our deck. Yeah, this card is really good. Super strong. Okay, so I could cast this just to kill this. I kind of don't hate that, honestly. Just slow them down. I could also give them a card and kill the Esper Sentinel too here. Yeah, I think I like that better actually, huh? I think we're in a position where giving them a card is fine. What's going on, Brotherhood? Almost an adult. How does one adult? That's a good question. Thanks for the almost year and a half. Viking, thank you for the 2.5 years. And then I think we give up casting the card that this draws next turn so we can Glorybringer pre-combat, right? Just like shock in the Stomping Ground and get our exert on. Put a lot of pressure on here. We'll be attacking for 9. Nice. Now I don't even have to hurt myself. I'm gonna lead the lieutenant here. Get rid of the captain. assume they're chump blocking here. Really? Going to 2 seems like a bold choice. Especially with, like, Extraction Specialist likely in their deck. I feel like they should chump with the Lieutenant. I guess we don't know their hand, though. It's hard to say for sure. Catilda makes keeping their stuff make a little more sense. Hey, Baracoli. Boracula. Let's just say beef. Thanks for the 7 buds. That's true. We skillfully exiled a card we didn't want to draw. Ooh, Chop Down's pretty good. Let's start with attacking with our 6/6. We have 4 copies of Lightning Strike in our deck here, although one's technically on the bottom. That trade's great for us. Yeah, well, I wanna play her in a few different shells. I wanna try red-white mid-range in this format too. I really just wanted to play with a bunch of Llanowar Elves to start though. So second Glorybringer is looking lethal at the moment. Okay. And I don't even know that you really need to build around her that much. Like you look at this deck that I'm playing right now, right? And like we only have her and then Chandra that triggers her, and I think that that's plenty. We'll trade out this top end for a couple of fries here, and then I think we just click submit. I don't have a ton of sideboard cards for a matchup like this, but I also think our main deck's probably suited just fine here. I could see an argument for like playing a Redcap. Like sacrificing a land is worth getting a thing on occasion. Yeah, she works with... No, she doesn't work with Klothys. Whenever you exile a card from your library... Oh, and or your graveyard. Okay, sure. I just don't think Klothys... You're right. I don't think Klothys is very good, though. The decks Klothys used to be good against get to play White March and Farewell now, so it's just, like, not really a Magic card anymore. They banned a bunch of shit in this format, Marty, or they nerfed it. So it's not that the anthologies changed this format. It's that they nerfed Cat Oven and they nerfed Unholy Heat. This hand obviously needs to draw a payoff here, but thank God, just keeping it speculatively and hoping we draw a big card is nice. We have a lot of cards that draw cards in our deck, so... Yeah, like the anthology editions are like nice for kind of newish things to poke at, but overall, definitely nerfings are the reason that the format's more playable. Whoa, nothing on 3? They must have a bunch of collected companies, right? I'm just gonna gain 3 here in a turn. Our speculative hand is not paying off. Unfortunate, but them's the beats sometimes. We have eaten the Lieutenant with Lair there. I don't know, I didn't count. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Good catch. Alright, no collecting company or anything else means we got a shot here. Like this, a 5/5. They could have a chop down. Or they could have just missed it like I missed it. Which is, looks like what happened. Oh, they have an Aganja, sure. That's fine too, though. They have 2 Aganjos. Alright, they didn't miss it. They're smarter than me. Fable Mirrorbreaker, Fable Mirrorbreaker. Jared's Goblin, thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. We found one of our cards that draws cards, chat. Hopefully that can snowball into some advantage here. Fable is very good, yep. I'm again just gaining 3 here with my resources. I don't really need 2 foods. Discard the Shockland, keep the one that's untapped without hurting me.
My turn.
Kill the captain. This is a little dangerous because Catilda's still there, but I want to be able to attack with Laelia this turn and get her ticking up. So this can activate to put 1/1 counters on things if they had things, but like, we've got 2 recurring sources of card advantage lined up now. So let's go. We boarded our payoffs. I mean, we kept a hand that was mana heavy, chip. We knew that was a risk going in.
Here.
You know what's a really good draw when your hand is empty, chat? Seasoned Pyromancer. Right. That's fine. We're still in a fine spot, chat. Ah, chop down. They did have the chop down earlier, too. Okay, we have Reflection plus Seasoned Pyromancer next turn, though, which is great. What's going on, Skirt? Thanks for the over 3 years. Welcome back. And Squishy! Just hit Infinite on Marvel Step. Unsure I feel about being introduced to my latest addiction. Thanks for hanging out for 6 years. We've been through a lot of good ones over the time. Yeah, this game's been close up until this point. Oglandia's proud first grade class, slowly growing up. I don't know why you have so much ramp when all you have in the deck is 3 drops. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if that's a genuine question. This is sorcery speed, right? Yeah. Doesn't hurt to double check, Chip. Now, I think I want to kill the Giant Killer and the Catilda. And then the question is, do I want to fry the Skyclave Apparition so I can attack here? I think I do. I think with the Kiki engine. We don't mind being aggressive with our spells. Sick. Stuff. Our utility lands really getting to flex that game, huh? Both Shatterskull Smashing and Lair of the Hydra looking superb. It's sweet how many people have hit Infinite or near it in Snap that are in the community. The Snap devs posted a stat that they said only 3% of their active players had hit Infinite in previous seasons, so really not that many. Wonder what their long-term goal is. That'd be an interesting stat to see on, like, Arena, too. Like, I wonder what percentage of players hit Mythic that play on the ladder. So Infinite is Mythic. Yeah, basically. It's their top rank that you get a prize for. And you can't fall back out of it once you hit the 100 mark you're in. These are folks using the London command. I will be out of town from the 16th to 21st next week as a part of the Pokemon Unite World Championships broadcast team. You can catch that live on Twitch on the 19th and 20th on the Pokemon Unite channel. But I will be off from making stuff here during that window, obviously, because I won't be in the country. I'm gonna bottom the second elf here. I need to draw a land to cast these anyways, so we bottom the elf. I'm gonna decline attacking here, because if they play Thalia, I want to be able to lightning strike her. We missed a point of damage with this sequence, but I think it's worth the upside of being able to do this if we draw the red source. And they have a Thalia. Christy is coming with me. However, that's the first week of school for my kids, so they are not. Although I'm gonna be honest, even if it wasn't, the kids probably wouldn't be going with. What's going on, Drax? Thanks for the tier 2 and the almost 3.5 years. Welcome back. Having my Doomblade just chilling on board for their line here feels good.
Time to
Long
toast
friend.
more marshmallows. S'mores, anyone?
I think Nouns Esports, the EU team, is probably a favorite to win the event. They had one of the best records throughout their season in terms of their region. But there were a couple other teams. XIS out of Brazil also had a pretty dominating season.
Oh, today's my lucky day. This'll be
I
easy.
think I want the backup Chandra here. Yes, Nouns is formerly Random Gaming. They picked up a sponsor. You, thank you for the 40 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. I think the NA teams are reasonably competitive. I know that's usually not the case in other MOBAs, but I think both the NA teams are reasonable. Same opponent? I don't remember the name. It's the same deck. We waited like a minute to queue, so I wouldn't be surprised if queues right the same person. Honestly, for purposes of content, hitting Mythic this early in the season is probably a massive punt. The range of opponents and decks you play against hitting Mythic this early goes down drastically, but I also couldn't help it. We were like trying really hard to lose with bad decks, so we just couldn't do it. Just fell backwards into it. This is a turn 3 Glorybringer. What's going on, Armored Panther? Thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. I mean, listen, chat, I registered a lot of Tarmogoyfs is all I'm saying. Well, I mean, I'm not taking a week off for another week yet, so. I'm live all week this week. So, my understanding is that Buzzwole will not be legal for Worlds, but I think Glaceon will be. They usually have a window where things that are released more recently aren't legal. This turn's an interesting decision. Like, it could be right to just jam Laelia, but getting Glorybringer on turn 3 has a lot of upside. It's Skyclave Apparition here. I'm a little sad. So I assume this is getting a chop down. I think I'm killing Catilda here, but it's close. There could be merit to killing the captain because the captain has vigilance and stops this from attacking profitably. Taking away their extra mana has a lot of appeal, though. I think there's a good chance Sarah Aura sees play at Worlds. I think the buff on that character is very reasonable. I felt close to getting its unite move it to a level sooner. It's pretty big. We might just like cash this Laelia in for a card in a trade next turn. We'll have 6 mana, so we can cast any 3-drops that we draw even. We're pretty wide here. Not playing this on 2 might have been wrong. I guess I can't play Fable of the Mirror Breaker now, which kind of sucks. Dead here. Get to chop this down and attack us for 8. I hit Lightning Strike. I can kill 2 other things next turn, right? They sacking their Ranger Captain? Please. That means Glorybringer's a good draw. This seems so good for me. If I can cast this, then my Lair is still a 4/4. Like, what are they just like? I'm trying to think what they might like not cast like Shatterskull Smashing, I guess, but like And I've only killed one more thing. I mean, even if they're ghosting, it's just like not a very good line, right? Like, sure, you keep me off Chandra for the turn, I guess, but... What are we accomplishing? They don't have attacks this turn now, because I have a Lair of the Hydra. I guess they run it back now, and then next turn the Giant Killer can tap the Lair. I guess. So we're hoping to draw a Lightning Strike, I think. Alright, keeping me off of Shatterskull Smashing is pretty good here. Fire this up and make them use the Giant Killer. If I draw a Glorybringer here, like, kind of stabilize. Second Lair, I don't think that one's gonna do it. I mean, they had a plan and it worked out. No Glorybringer meant it was very good for them. Okay, I think I messed that up. I think I should have pivoted my plan off the turn 3 Glorybringer into the turn 2 Layla when I drew her. Decent. Needs a third land, but fine. We're in a pretty good spot. It could be any third land since Goose makes red mana. Putting this into play tapped. I could be right to bolt myself and kill the Sentinel too, though. Adeline is kind of annoying if they have the Esper Sentinel here. Ranger Captain, yep. Can I take this trade and just hope to spike the land? Walk around an empty board is good.
Let's do this.
Actually, I just go up
Light
here,
the
right?
fire, you're gonna get burned. Yup, you're going down.
Skyclave Apparition, don't do it to me. Damn.
I don't need this.
Meshed. Get our hand empty here before Seasoned Pyromancer gasses us up. Getting a 4/4 back out of the Skyclave isn't the worst, at least. take this trade. I think I'm supposed to lightning strike something here. The Skyclave was so punishing for not down-ticking Chandra. Up-ticking Chandra was better into literally anything else, but... I think we're dead here. I really needed another piece of interaction here, and I'd have had it if we'd have down-ticked Chandra instead of up-ticking her. You like red source into another fry, basically. Step one. Only one more fry in our deck, though. Lightning strike. That is not quite what we needed. Give him a card to do this, but that's the line. Oh, I guess I could have given him the card at end of turn. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it was wrong to Chandra uptick at the time. I guess we hadn't seen any Skyclaves out of them, and we could probably assume they have 4 of them plus 4 captains, so maybe it is wrong. Just play around what they basically have 8 of. Into some of my favorite things. As someone who spent a lot of time casting Goblin Rabblemaster on the second turn of the game, when that was a legal thing to do in Standard, this gives me vibes to that for similar reasons. This definitely feels like... Historic definitely feels like Esper Sentinel the format at the moment. Discard another card here. They didn't bin a Parahelion, so I don't feel like I need to hold up Lightning Strike here. Maybe I should have struck that before block, so that way they couldn't trade with my thing. Yeah, I could have killed their Sentinel too. That's fair. Yeah, I think you're right. I think killing the Sentinel is better. I agree with your assessment. They didn't discard anything there. We could die next turn. Just have like rat plus boat. Fates is so good. Unreasonably so. Alright, so now I get to crack them with this. And if they don't block, they're dead to the dragon next turn. Great. Am I dead? We declined to play around Rat here to make sure our Nissa gets to live a turn cycle. Great, neither of those are a Rat.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Who are we exerting here? It's probably Rafine. If this is a boat or a rat, we could still die next turn. Oh, wait, I have Goose, right? Fives with haste, looking pretty good there. I think she does come out here, though. Want to pull the curve down a little bit. Fries and Soul Guide Lanterns. That's two cards. Definitely want the Fries. It's a real shame Rending Volley isn't legal in this format. I feel like it's gotta just be some of these. Maybe it's a couple of the Chandras, because they have so many flying creatures that can pressure her, right? I think I'd rather keep this card advantage. I don't think Redcap Melee is worth it here. I've largely got that for the mono red matchup. It's because our 8 elf deck needs help against Chain Whirlers. Time Elvish Mystic, welcome to the party. The fact that Fry kills Rafine here is great. I like how it doesn't ask me, am I sure I want to target when I target it with Fry, because it knows Fry is going to work. That's nice. I was expecting the interface to pop up there, and then it didn't. It's good clean limit. The one time Arena did his job yet, basically. Steve. Now I think we're land Elvish Mystic Fable. This is a blocked Seasoned Hollowed Blade angle. Keep my life total high. Like a 1-for-1 still if I squint. Portable Hole on the Llanowar Elf means that I can't Glorybringer their Rafine this turn. I can't decide if I want to discard this or not. Like, I just have so much else to do with my mana, and I don't really dislike any of the cards in my hand. Feels bad to draw a bunch of lands with it though. Okay, so they just declined. They declined blocking and discarding the card from their hand there. That's interesting. Do I want to hold up Lightning Strike / Seasoned Pyromancer activation? Or do I want to just play the Glorybringer on defense and hope to not get ratted? You're scared and would hold up because you're a card. I mean, I think we're maybe far enough ahead that just holding up is fine. Oh my gosh, Seasoned Pyromancer from the graveyard triggers Blade Reforged. That's so good. I mean, that's definitely an interaction I understood when I built the deck, chat. That's why it's in here. Let's go for lethal now, right? Because this diddles itself when you give it indestructible. Always good deck play. I mean, they're just two individually good cards that happen to be good together, chat. That is genuinely good deck building. You want your synergy cards to just also be good. What's going on, Tron player? It's over 3.5 years. Welcome back. Very good. Much smart pass, Jeff. Yep. 135. Do 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 do. Beep do do do. Alright, Jen, I believe the top card of our deck's a Mana Dork. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience. I'd like to shout out to everybody that's here watching today. Alright, so Goblin Trapfinder. I believe this is the Gruul Storm deck. It's likely what we're playing against here. Let's attack with Laelia here. We just Boseiju the Rebels, right? Strike their face. Revel seems fine. Like, I don't think Revels is part of the problem. The stupid card that makes treasures when you cast something is the problem. Revels is whatever. Goblin Trapfinder is also a pretty not fair card. It's gone on OB. So over a year and a half, I'll come back. And it's just to hold the elf to discard the Fable there. Am I dead yet? That should be lethal, right? They have Ingus plus Revels. I assume we die from this position. Does it really matter what their win count is? Oh, they technically don't have... Oh, there's Racketeer Boss. They technically don't have unlimited mana yet, but now they do. This is the card that's the problem, chat. If the opponent's archetype is one you don't want to be a thing, the Racketeer Boss is the card that should be removed from the equation. That being said, these decks were in my thought process when we built this, so there's 3 Damping Spheres in our sideboard for a reason. Lightning Strike just doesn't even really do anything here, right? It, like, kinda clears a blocker, but also not really. Bring in Shifting Ceratops to trample. Oh, and Boston, you are not late for work. It is not Monday. Thanks for the over 3 years and for the tier 3. Welcome back. For people that didn't see my schedule posted for the week, I am gonna be taking off Wednesday this week, but I'm live today and next Saturday. This Saturday, technically now. How does that work? We're gonna do work 6 of the next 7 days and take one off in the middle. Alright, can the hasty boys race them, chip? Probably not is the answer. I don't think I'm supposed to exert here. In the long run, it's only +1 damage. Alright, am I dead? Maybe we need 4 Damping Spheres in our sideboard. So our deck's only counterplay to these types of decks. And it seems like we have more play in the graveyard matchups. I'm about to swap my 4th Lantern for a 4th Damping Sphere after this. We could be dead here. They have Grinning Ingus in hand. We're gone. Yeah. All right. Are there any other cards my archetype can play other than Damping Sphere to help that matchup, or no? Anyone have any thoughts? Or any others that are escaping me that are artifact take cards for the Storm deck? Ooh, Rampaging Ferocidon's a good one. I like that one. Rampaging Ferocidon's a solid shout. I think I like Ferocidon better. Did we split them 3-3 then? With the... Right, I mean, it's not even just stopping if at life; it just kills them while they loop the Ingus. I like that idea. Gives it against angels too. Yeah, enough innkeepers stop curse. Yes, it is incredibly strange to me that basically every design in New Capenna makes tap treasures, and then the digital only card that's creating combos in literally every digital only format is just like, you know what? This one makes untap treasures. Yeah, Lightning Strike kills Greased Fang. That's why we're playing Lightning Strike and not Bone Crusher Giant. What's going on, Tall Deer? Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Appreciate it. I don't really want a Pyro on 2 here. It's like Mystic into tapped land, Mystic attack. Right. Is there a Goblin Chain Whirler in my future? Or do my tiny green men get to live to see another day? They're alive, chat! They're alive! My body is not ready for this Ember Cleave. Oof. It's like get to cleave everything for the rest of the game is the problem, right? That's so great. Equipping Cleave does take a lot of their mana, that's true. You just take all these off the board, right? Actually, let's start by attacking with her. Because she could hit a Chandra in theory. God, we're so smart and thin sometimes, chat. I only got that right there, chat, because this stream was pre-recorded in front of a live audience. Thanks everybody for being here. Let's cast the Llanowar Elf. Let's pass the turn. Close, tight game here. I think stay as high as possible. Have lethal threats. One exerts. Redcap Melee sounds wonderful. Nissa comes out. I think it's Nissa. Cross our fingers and hope to dodge a Goblin Chain Whirler again. I think on the draw, we just mulligan any 7 that doesn't have a removal spell or accelerant. And this hand has both now. Punish for bottoming the 3rd land instead of the 2nd Fable. That's probably greedy on my part. I should have assumed my elf was gonna die. Layla works when Fable flips. Layla's only a card exiling from your deck or graveyard, so no. This is a no justice stream. Is it crazy to Pyromancer for blockers here? I think I want a Pyromancer for blockers here. It's a little aggro because it loses us the Glorybringer for down the line, but getting to trade off with more of their board here seems good. Just gonna go ahead and trade all of these. They have a removal spell to eat the 1/1s, and it's fine. Is what it is. Then it's a removal spell. It's not killing the Fable token next turn. Opponent's got a lot of good draws now, is notable. Untapped land lets them dead of the Bugbear. Any creature triggers Kameno. Whoo, buddy old pal. I think that's probably lethal, huh? Because our red caps don't kill this at this point. Or our Glorybringers. Or our Chandras. Easily the best draw on their deck. Yeah, mulliganing 7s that don't have an accelerant is not unreasonable with 10. So that's the actual Hyper Geo. So you're 74% to have one in 7, and you're 68% to have one in 6, so 0.25 times 0.32. You're 92% to have a mana dork if you mulligan to 6. But that also doesn't account for hands that just like have mana dorks but no lands in them. So realistically, you're probably somewhere in like the 80 to 85% range to have a functional 6 or 7 with the mana dork, which is pretty good. Obviously, you could do a bunch of really precise computations to find the exact number, but you could take a bunch of time, or we could just say it's probably somewhere in the 80 to 85% range. No accelerant here, but we've got a removal spell, which is nice, and all of our mana works wonderfully. Let's keep. Just supposed to let this hit me. Feels a little rewarded for doing so, because now I get to Redcap whatever their 2-drop is, and then cast Chandra next turn. Yeah, Stomp, it's a little sad. I'm gonna have a 2-drop and a Stomp. Oh, Burning Tree Emissary. This is where the magic happens, chat. Right here. Right here on your screen. That is something to be said about our deck, is that our deck isn't doing anything that's inherently particularly unfair. Which means that there's a lot of matchups like this one where they get a free win because their deck has something inherently unfair that it gets to do. And we never get any free wins like that. We have some like reasonable synergies. Like maybe you could argue turn 2 Laelia is close, but it's not quite triple Burning Tree Emissary on 2. Maybe they flood out and die here. Oof. Okay. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lemon on a square. Take my dragon. We'll make it, I swear. Do. Do. Creature land is very bad for us. Okay. The blocker at least. Get to murder a grizzly bear. They probably send the 1/1s at Chandra and the 3 at me here, I imagine. They could also just send all of it at me and ignore the Planeswalker. Like, I think the 1/1 split is smart on their part. Still puts me to 3 if I don't block. I can't save their Planeswalker. I think I'm just killing one of their 1/1s here. It's kind of funny. Goose is actually like the best draw in our deck, right? Because it gains us some life. Not a lot we can do about that. Top deck Torbran in that one game into triple Burning Tree Emissary in the 3rd. It's just how it be sometimes. Our deck is very slow and very fair compared to other things that are going on in Historic. This is our unfair thing, shit. Elf into Blade Reforged. What we got? Every turn, she grows a little more. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's our Blade Reforged at here? Ooh, the alive side of the scale. It's my favorite side of the scale to be on, chip. I didn't attack with the Llanowar Elves because if we drew a 4-drop, I wanted to be able to cast it. Okay. This is still pretty good for us, right? Because, like, now I get to go. Land brings some glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Do 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 do. Our deck isn't a Burning Tree Emissary deck. If you want to play a Burning Tree Emissary deck, play mono red and put 4 copies of Blade Reforged in it, and that's probably a fine deck. My goal when building this was explicitly not to be mono red aggro. I think mono red aggro is very good in this format, and there's nothing wrong with playing it, but that wasn't why I built this or what I wanted this deck to do. I wanted to be a mid-rangey Gruul deck using Laelia and Chandra as card advantage. Soul Guide Lantern only exiles my opponent's graveyards, right? It's a weird zoomer card that doesn't give you any flexibility. Yeah, that's sad. Alright, Fry and Ceratops come in. Nissa Vital Force comes out. This is probably a Chandra out matchup, right? They have a lot of evasive threats that attack your stuff down. That Scavenging Ooze is that good in this format. I mean, it works with her, yes, but I don't know that it really solves any problems that we inherently have. Yeah, I wanted like a monster style deck, Echoes. I don't know that we're like true full monsters, like we're not a ton of big dumb things, but some of that same kind of energy. Yeah, Relic works with Laelia, but it's much worse against the rat deck. Because you have to hold the mana up to activate it. Monsters decks were always play 8 elves decks whenever possible, right? Got some of that same energy. Sometimes like to imagine that chat doesn't exist and Jeff is sitting in a corner of a padded cell singing to himself. I promise you my room is not padded. Although I guess I'm standing on a padded mat, so maybe that's not true. Like I said, I think we mulligan hands without accelerants on 1. Or on 6. The soundproof panels would maybe count if they were everywhere. But they don't encompass most of the room. Shame we didn't draw a 3-drop there. If I was a professional Magic the Gathering player chat, we'd have drawn a 3-drop there. Alas, I am who I am. I think Glorybringer is great. My question to you is, what else am I playing in that slot if I'm not playing Glorybringer? I think Glorybringer does what I wanted that slot to do better than any other card in the format, and that's be a card that has the option of being interactive while also being a proactive threat if I'd rather it do that. I'm not going to tell you that Glorybringer is amazing, but I'm going to tell you what I envisioned for that slot was a Chandra-esque effect. And it does that really well. Drawing running lands multiple turns in a row And then the mill deck hitting good spell is really a peak Magic the Gathering experience. Just a big ol' cup of get fucked. We should do this for X's too, just in case. Actually, we should do this for X's 3, because that way it doesn't get drawn in the locked. That's the real big brain play. Value of 5. Good day, sir. Can't really attack my elves into their flash creatures. Alright, one of your finest Chandras, please, deck. Would have also accepted Seasoned Pyromancer. Glorybringer. Losing 2 spells while having actually every other draw being mana is just like, oof. Oof. Okie doke. Okie dokie. To Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Sign me up, chat. Sign me up. We have the turn 3 post-combat Glorybringer here. Oh, that's beauteous, chat. Just beauteous. Yes, please block my 2/2. Cast Madargan. Here there be Dargans. I would like 1 glory, please. I have been milled. Got me. Oh, I guess maybe I shouldn't play the elf out. Because we get Extinction invented next turn, right? Keep our tokens at least, but... Hideous laughter. Second dragon. Now who's laughing? Me? Am I laughing? 8. Yep, looks lethal. People who use glimpse on their opponents aren't cultured. Oh gosh! We should play a really terrible self-mill deck with glimpse at some point, shouldn't we? Can we talk about for a minute what a travesty that Prized Amalgam still isn't on this platform yet. Man, every time I stop and think about all of the sweet Magic cards that still aren't on Arena, and then I look at these 10 artifact lands that were in the Historic Anthology, it just makes me mad, chat. Makes me so angry. It's so frustrating. That's Oracle is not legal in Historic. My shelves behind me are barren of Pokemon for the most part currently, chat. Haley came into my office the other day and raided my stock. Can you believe the 2-year-old came and took all of my Pokemon plushies, chat? What will we do for decorations? The obvious answer is I need to buy it. I need to buy more of them. I need to get her a little Team Rocket outfit. We need more plushies than the 2-year-old is capable of carrying. That's great, Echoes. We should get her a Meowth outfit to start. That's a good suggestion. Very, very solid suggestion. What's going on, Jetto? Thanks for the 21 months. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Thanks everybody hanging out today. For all the regulars, I'm going to be live today and next Saturday, but I'm going to be taking off Wednesday in the middle of the week to break it up a little bit. Spreading some of the hours out. We're going to be doing a couple of Magic decks each day to start and a couple of Marvel Snap decks to end each day. Yeah, this is fine. Against turn 1 Basic Mountain, I'm going to play Basic Forest Elf. It means I can't Pyromancer on 2, but I don't really want to Pyromancer on 2. It's why we're only playing 3 of them. Huh? Thanks, L land, right? Okay. Fable it is. Lair. Ditch the lands here. So if I do this, and then I do this, and then we declare attackers, I could Lightning Strike before blocks happen here. Oh, you know what? I should have ditched the Stomping Ground instead of... Oh, wait, we did ditch Stomping Ground. We drew that one off of it. I was like, I should have ditched the land that hurts me here. Alright, so the elf works out nicely here. I think we go tapped land, Elf hold up Lightning Strike in event of Embercleave happening. Plenty of blockers here. There could be merit to killing the Annex before the Kamena comes down. Just because then... we, give them one less token. This is why we're playing Lightning Strike instead of Bone Crusher, for those of you at home that were wondering. Do I cast Elvish Mystic, or do I just make a 1/1 that doesn't make mana? I think I just make a 1/1 that doesn't make mana, right? To save the extra resource, in case we want it. Redcap's in, Nissa's out. I don't think I want Ceratops here. I think I'm happy with everything else. Our deck's okay in this matchup, I think. Chain Whirler is annoying into our mana creatures, but otherwise we attack and block okay. We get to play to the board very quickly. Yeah, Kiki, all of our 3-drops are like sweet into control is nice. I'll just like generate good amounts of value. These lands hurt, but the hand is good, so I guess we keep... Okay, that pause means they have a play with fire, right? So I'm gonna play a tap land. Her... I'm gonna offer this straight, I think. That notably gets her out of play with fire range with the attack. That was fine. Casting Gilded Goose in Historic makes me hungry for getting Oko back. Really wish she was still around. Why do they hate my boy and his abs, chat? You have double burn spell here? They do. That's unfortunate. I guess that means my Blade Reforged is more likely to live. I don't think I'm chumping with Goose here. Yeah, this shell would love to splash Oko, for sure. think I give up my food to kill Robber of the Rich here. It's close, though. We are at 10. Your lands are so good. Red has such good utility lands in this format. We're going to a game 3 here. To see one of our 15 pieces of card advantage that game. Any of our 3-drops or Chandras. Okay. Lead on the Boseiju here, so we have double red lined up. They can kill the first elf, and the second elf still gives us Chandra in 3 on theories. They're gonna need 2 removal spells. That being said, their hand game 2 did have a lot of removal in it. Okay, that's good for us. Should mean we get to Chandra on curve here, or ahead of curve, I should say. Wow, no. No play on 2 is huge for us.
You want to play with
Goose?
Fire, huh? Oh, today's my lucky day. Figure it out on your own.
I think I want to make 1/1s with that down the line. Not surprised to see the coil. They had a lot of those in the previous game. I think I can justify Redcapping and etching, so I think we're just passing. We draw like a Pyromancer. We'll probably just Redcap whatever they have in play to get some card advantage going, but... I'm tapping the elves here, so this way if they cleave the etchings, I can Redcap it before it kills my creatures. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Do 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 beep 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 do do. A lava coil in my future? There is. Okay, coil keeps a minute. Oh, it's just Bone Crusher. So they're dead, right? Yeah. See. Rawr. Here there be Dargans. Yeah, I agree, Nor. And like the nerfs that we got for this format are so welcome. The format needed changes for a long time. They finally got up off their posteriors and made changes that the format desperately needed, and the format is better because of it. Weird how that works out. Yeah, 4/4 flying haste is just a fine stat line. The flexibility to be an interactive bit when you want an interactive bit is really nice. Yeah, the Sunday morning queue. I'm surprised the queue times are worse on Sunday morning than they are during the week. Dead game, chat. Or 4 constructed formats on Magic Arena now. I guess the historic metagame challenge is up right now too, right? So a lot of the more sweaty people that want to play historic are probably in that. Paper tournaments don't really compete with the Magic Arena queue. I don't think that's really a very likely comparison. Oh, if I'd have played the Stomping Ground on 1, I could have played Lair the Hydra on 2 is noteworthy here. Let me rephrase. If a smattering of additional paper tournaments is the thing that makes the Magic Arena queues have issues, then Magic Arena is probably a pretty failed product that hasn't brought in enough meaningful new people. And that might be true, but that's where I would go. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I think the metagame challenge being up is the more likely culprit. Especially considering we hit Mythic so early. Like, a lot of people that are hitting Mythic in the first week are probably the types of people that are full degens willing to gamble. Hey, Blake, thanks for the brand new Prime. There's a ton of angry people you can send that to every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. I think the Shatterskull Smashing might be a spell. Hold it in hand for now. Play out the pathway this turn. How supreme is your verdict, opponent? Yeah, hopefully I just have a grip full of counter spells. They're gonna die to me attacking for 2 a bunch. Hold on, a lightning strike for now. Please cast murder in response so I can resolve my Nissa. Some 4 points of damage, chat. It's so appealing. God, March of the Otherworldly Right, chat. That is just absolutely miserable fire design. Now this one's gonna get absorbed and nothing's gonna resolve ever again. Absolutely rancid gameplay experience. That connected? Yeah, I was expecting the Wanderer to happen there. Just a copy of Farewell. Done. We can be done. I don't even know if I want Fry in this matchup. Might just be like Ferocidon for extra. So if I cut the geese, 2 Fries come in cleanly. I cut the Shatterskull Smashing by mistake. That's not what I wanted to do. I do actually, yeah. Yeah, streamers of my size get $3.50 for a Prime sub. That's the same ratio I get out of a paid sub. Although I'm curious what country you live in that because Twitch has localized sub pricing now. So it's strange that the paid sub is the full $5 there if Prime is cheaper. I guess Prime's cheaper in some countries. They offer less services there, right? Hey, Vapor Dave, thanks for the brand new Prime. Speaking of, appreciate the Bezo bucks. Chat, remember, if you've got an Amazon Prime and you don't spend a Prime sub every month on Twitch, you're failing in your job at attacking capitalism. Take a few bucks from Jeff Bezos and send them to somebody else out here that has, let's just say, less money than Jeff Bezos. Can confidently say. I'll be flying coach to London, not on my private rocket that's capable of going to space. In Poland, a Euro Prime is about $11. Neat. And I feel like there's gotta be some kind of racket scheme there, right? Where you just like buy Prime for a bunch of people who live in a country like Poland and get them to Prime sub to you. I have to imagine Twitch would detect that, right? Maybe is the Twitch, is the system in place? Okay, can we go infinite on Prime subs, laundering money through people who live in Poland? They've got turn 2 Laelia on the play against the control deck, so that's nice. Well, they're definitely gonna detect it if you keep talking about it. I don't intend to do this, chat, so we can talk about it. You gotta do it on a slow burn. Okay. I've clearly put way less thought into this money laundering thing than the rest of you. I wonder what percentage of people that have Amazon Prime in the world actually end up using a Prime sub on Twitch. It's gotta be a pretty small percentage, right? Just like tons of people incidentally do Amazon stuff. Less than 10%. Yeah, that I'd believe that. It's probably less than 5% even, I'd wager. Twitch isn't all that popular in the grand scheme of things, chat. The number of times I like meet a new person out in the world and they like ask me what I do for work and I have to explain it by saying it's kind of like YouTube is really high. Yeah, these kind of, like, these end up on YouTube. And technically, YouTube gaming exists as a retirement home for successful Twitch streamers. So, like, saying it's kind of like YouTube makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. I think I play Ferocidon pre-combat here, so that way when they Wandering Emperor me, they don't gain 2 life.
Finally, I'm home.
At least we sniffed that one out. Untapped land? One-time dealer? Do they have a fatal push? Morning, Dylan. Okie doke. Alright, I got one more historic match in me, but I'm gonna be honest, that one kind of took the wind out of my sails the way only blue-white control can. Whenever I play against blue-white control in 2022, I stop and genuinely question, is Magic a game that I'm supposed to be playing? I think if I went back in time to past Jeff, who was used to playing against Elixir of Immortality and Sphinx's Revelation, and was like, trust me, this gets worse, I don't know that I'd believe them, right? Man, can you imagine going back in time to people slogging through Sphinx's Revelation and be like, no, the control design's going to get worse, trust me. Enjoy this. So, I know it looks bad that we missed our second land here, but I'm actually just conceding this match because our fair mid-range deck is almost assuredly 0% against elves. And with that, I think it's time to move on to a different deck. This idea was like kind of fun, but also just like a prime example of the type of deck that just gets shit stomped in 2022 Magic design. Once upon a time in a life of Magic boomers past, this type of elf into good threats, especially resilient ones like Planeswalkers and Fable the Mirror Breaker, and card advantage creatures like Blade Reforged, would have been really good into control decks in Magic the Gathering, but it's just not anymore. If you don't have counter spells or discard spells, you could like take your sweet mid-range deck and just like shove it in a trash can against control. Yeah, you just like, you have to be able to interact with their hand or interact on the stack, or you're just not, you can't just play good cards that generate card advantage anymore because of all of the farewells and flexible answers like March. Like, remember when creature lands were good against control decks, and now they just get to play 1-mana Swords to Plowshares that doesn't even gain you life? Like, it's a hard deck life, so I'm really gonna write this one off as a failed idea. Maybe at some point they'll give us Oko back in this format, and then we can play Teamer. That could be fun. Then we have counter spells on the sideboard to give us counterplay there. Another good proactive 3-mana play could be reasonable, but I think until we hit that point and can play Teamer Oko again, this type of elf into these 3 drops just isn't good enough.